How you doing over there, Mr. Sanita?
Good morning, Mr. Keeler.
Into the microphone, into the microphone.
Well, I'm going to talk low today because I'm not going to allow people
Are
to get
you
under my
Jerry
skin
from East
anymore.
Herkimer? Were you calling from in the other room?
I think it is.
Is this Jerry? Davey, was he the one that called in?
Look,
You should have known the
after
answer.
yesterday, sir,
Okay.
I learned that I'm not going to let people get under my skin.
All right.
I did go to Utica City Hall, and I foiled when Mr. Morehouse made that statement about 18 properties.
Well, I want to just, can I give a little setup?
Sure.
Ernie Sanita is running against, as a Republican, you're running against Bill Morehouse who's the incumbent for the position of Comptroller in the City of Utica. Yesterday, the Comptroller called up and criticized the fact that Ernie is a candidate. He said you have...
A fill-in, he called me.
You're a fill-in.
Fill-in.
And he did say that you had really no
experience.
No experience and basically no right to be...
Yes, correct. And I'll address all of that this morning.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Morehouse, I think people have to realize, has been nothing but a conniving and deceitful campaigner in his last campaign. Mr. Morehouse has been nothing but a lying and deceitful campaigner in this campaign. And Mr. Morehouse has been nothing but a lying and deceitful comptroller in Utica City Hall.
All right.
Mr. Morehouse told this radio station that he had 650 signatures to my 11 signatures. Here's a present. Mr. Morehouse, of course, lied on that also.
Well, what he said, though, if I may, he said that you only collected personally 11 signatures.
I can address that.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that true, first of all?
That is true.
Okay, so he
Yes,
didn't lie. So he didn't
under
lie.
this campaign. No, he lied about himself.
But you said he lied about the signatures.
He
so
lied
he didn't
about
lie.
no.
his
He said he got 650. He didn't.
Okay, all right.
He only got 470. But if you turn through the first few pages of that, which I will go to the district attorney's office.
These are his?
That's Mr. Morehouse, but
Okay.
I will visit the DA's office with them.
All right.
Look at the first few pages, and you're going to see that the same person has signed numerous times, but different names. And they're outlined in yellow. Mr. Morehouse, of course, was nothing but a conniving and deceitful person once again. Excuse me.
Wait a
Did he
minute.
call in and apologize to me yet for yesterday?
How do you know that the same person, you've highlighted these?
Yes, take a look at them.
Well, they look like different people to me.
No, nope. Go to the ones in yellow. You look at look at every letter. Look at them all. The S's, the G's, the names, the last names. They're identical signatures. The Board of Election has those signatures on file, which means when those petitions go.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Now,
They do.
did you see 'em now,
all
Bill?
Look like the handwriting is the same. Now,
Yes, it does.
yeah, it does. I do have to say that.
Can I see?
Conniving and deceitful.
No, Jeff.
I know
this
you're
is
both-
only this is only for me to look at. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
that's only for him
He
this
didn't give
morning
you
now.
permission to look.
I have
know
a
you're
lot.
both-
I have a lot more.
You can look at this, and I have to say, it does look that way.
Yes. Now, Mr. Morehouse on this show 3.5 years ago.
I don't know, and to be fair, I don't know anything about the petition. I've signed petitions, but I
Well,
don't.
you
I
can't.
know very
This is
little
what
about that
happens, and I will
process.
tell you what happens because I've been through it before.
Yeah.
Even though, Mr. Morehouse, I got 11 this time, I had said to the Republican chair I had prior commitments, okay, that I couldn't get out on petitions, but I would get out to see people. But bear in mind there, Mr. Morehouse, okay, in your conniving, deceitful ways, okay, I was endorsed by both the Republican, the Conservative, and the Reform parties. Oh, boy. Okay, I am not a fill-in.
You see the.
I do.
Don't
Now,
you? And they do look similar. They do look similar.
Inconsistencies, the same signatures. But that would be called fraud. Look at where he signed on the bottom of those petitions. Okay, that would be a misdemeanor on each count. I think Mr. Morehouse needs to step out before.
If you had in fairness, if you had a handwriting expert, I would agree that they would say those were written by the same people.
And I think the district attorney's office will say the same
See, I'll
thing.
sign for so and so. I'll do.
Well, they do
Is
that.
fraud
They
though,
actually
or
do
they
that.
just do they just eliminate
Well,
those
no,
signatures?
because if you look, he has to swear that each and every one of those people he signs
Yeah,
it.
I see that.
Signed it.
Right.
And I've had people do that in the past, and I draw a line through it because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So
Sure.
when I leave the house, I just draw a line through
okay,
it.
let me ask you, what else did he say that offended you?
Well, he said that I'm a fill-in. Well,
he did say that.
Right. Now, okay, I've got 3 political parties okay, that have talked to me, that have put me through their process. Even the Reform Party, which he tried to get, okay, and they chose me over him because he's not a Reform candidate. And let me clarify this on this extension of term limits. I don't know if people remember this, but it was only for the mayor and the comptroller originally, because those were the two people that put this thing together, and it was spoke on your show.
I don't remember. I don't recall that
because you had council people on and said who was the one.
I thought I think there was a lot of confusion
changes in this.
But I've heard that we're going to talk to Samantha Colosimo later. I've heard that the mayor did change the law when he signed it. We'll find out more about that. What about the fact that you've bankrupted and you're involved in bankruptcies and properties?
I was.
Well, he said how many? What was the number yesterday?
18. No, he said foreclosures.
Foreclosures.
Right. Well, that's why I brought that foil from the city.
I'm sorry, but foreclosures of properties.
He brought that foil. Now, I do have properties that I hold mortgages on, and that's everybody knows that about me. And any one of my properties that I'm holding mortgages on, if there is a problem with the taxes, I speak with Teresa in the tax office. And then I say to her, if they don't come down and pay the taxes, let me know, and I'll just give it to you over the telephone. Mr. Morehouse did not foreclose 18 properties that I owned. That was another lie. Now, I did foil the city yesterday. Do you have that foil still?
I do, but I'm not sure you can require that he has to give you this information within 24 hours.
Well, I said that, and then my answer to the girl was, well, if he could say it over the radio and he could say it in West Utica, then I'm sure he's already got the information. And then the girl said to me, we can't control what Mr. Morehouse says. Yeah. And my answer was, neither can anybody else.
Right.
Excuse me. Did he call in yet with my apology from yesterday? Okay.
Oh, you're asking for an apology.
Well, yes.
Let me ask you this: were there? And you spelled my name wrong. Were there any?
Oh, come on!
Did he spell it Greg?
It's not Keller. It's not the Keller show. Were there any properties that you were involved with that your name was not on the deed that were foreclosed on?
In 2000, I don't know if you remember this. In 2011, I ran for mayor.
I do remember that.
And when you run for public office, you have to distance yourself from everything. Now, I don't think Mr. Morehouse knew this. I had any companies that I were involved with, I signed off of in 2011 when I ran for mayor. Then there was a discrepancy because the media will find them if you're involved in something on a property that said that I owed $750 in county taxes. And at the time, I called Dan Yurden and I said, I owe you $750. He goes, no, you don't. He goes, someone else does. And I says, oh, because the newspaper said I did. Of course, the newspaper printed a retraction that you never see. Well, then I ran for mayor in 2013. I have been out of that, okay, just with mortgages, okay, since the 2011.
Okay.
He had no clue because he's just a conniving and deceitful person.
So you're saying there was only one that came into play here? Only one property?
Well,
or were
it was
there
never
others?
foreclosed on.
Okay, it was not foreclosed on.
No, because if I'll call Teresa, and if they owe money, okay,
stay on, Mike,
because I do deal with land contracts also. And, like, here's another land contract that's going to a deed. Okay, they've paid me for over 5 years, and when they pay for over 5 years, then I will deed it to them.
Okay.
But, I mean, so I'm always aware of anything that I own.
Could you tell us, is there something where when we talk to Mr. Morehouse that he's going to say, oh, what Mr. Sanita isn't telling you is A, B, and C?
Well,
I mean, let's just get that out.
Let's get this out there. There's nothing I'm not telling you, and I will make this really clear to your audience.
Yes.
Okay. The City of Utica did not foreclose on 18 of my properties. They did not foreclose on 18 of properties that my company owned. That was just another conniving and deceitful line from William Morehouse.
Right.
And I'd like to clarify something.
Can I just say, it reminds me of how the president does, and he sticks with a. Are you going to give Morehouse a nickname?
Well, I will when he debates me, because yesterday it was said that he didn't need to debate me. Well, that is denying the people of the City of Utica a chance for them to see a conniving and deceitful man that lied to them 3.5 years ago. He told them that attorneys told him he couldn't work for $1 a year. Last week on your show, he said Dave Barron told him he couldn't work for $1 a year. Did he call yet? Okay. I'm waiting for my apology.
You're putting on quite a
because
show
on
here,
October
Mr.
16th, if he doesn't apologize, he's going to run into me on October 16th at a meet and greet in South Utica. If I were him, I would apologize before then. I did speak with the school board yesterday.
Are you
too.
threatening? I mean,
no,
what is that?
No, I'm just saying that he should apologize to me. You know, it's
what will you do if he runs into you? If he runs into you and he is not apologizing,
I'm going to ask him for that apology
in front of everyone,
face to face.
Okay.
Oh yes.
So you might commit some
no
questions that are embarrassing.
He actually said to me when I corrected him at the West Utica meet and greet, he goes, "What's the matter, big boy? Didn't bring a flashlight to hit me with?" And I'm like, "Excuse me?"
What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's does he think I'm a police officer that I carry a flashlight? I'm like, I don't need a flashlight to hit you. I mean, why would he say such a remark?
Can I ask you about the properties again? So, did the city take back the deed? And
No.
is this the we're arguing about bankruptcy or not?
He's saying that the city
foreclosure.
took 18 houses that I owned or my New York State company owned. You bring me 18 deeds. You bring me 18 houses
And
that
I want to
my
ask
company
you
owned.
specifically again, are these 18 properties, is there something that the Mr. Morehouse is going to say to us and say, oh, yeah, his name wasn't on the deed, but he was involved?
No, they weren't land contracts either.
Okay.
No, and I'll say that too. They were not land
So
contracts
you
either.
have you're telling me unequivocally,
My
no
company
involvement
had
at
no
all.
land contracts. My company had
You
no
personally
deeds.
had no involvement in the
And I
18
personally
references
had no
that he's talking
no
about.
involvement in 2014 of any foreclosures. Okay, I got rid of my holdings before the first mayor's race in 2011.
Okay.
Okay, but he
All
wouldn't
right.
know that. Also, I mean, we've
I am
addressed
running
his,
out of time.
I know we've addressed
yeah.
his salary. We've addressed a lot of things.
You
I
have.
went to the school board yesterday, and I'm really tired of hearing, he's improved our credit rating. This man did not improve our credit rating. In his own words to another radio station, he called himself a figurehead. He says that to improve a credit rating, we went through this on your show the last time.
Yeah.
A, you've got to have the ability to raise taxes. Taxes were raised 25%. B, you've got to show, and I'm going to say it with my little fingers going up and down, surpluses, that you pay your bills.
Are those quotations that you're
air quotes.
That they pay their bills.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Can I read a few comments from some listeners?
Go ahead.
Mark says, I have no idea who this guy is, but he's my new favorite politician,
Mark, thank you.
taking over Rob Ford's spot. I'm not sure that's a comment.
Well, the one thing about I'm not a politician, and when the people elect me on November 7th,
Yes.
I will open the doors to City Hall, and the lying will end. There will be no more deceit.
All right. Well, listen, you are
I've got some
asking.
here.
You are asking for a debate.
I am asking for at least 2 debates.
50 seconds. 50 seconds.
Ernie controlled these NYMA properties. They were all foreclosed on in 2013. He did not have his name on the NYMA, but controlled the company.
That is a lie. Was that from Mr. Morehouse?
It's not from Mr.
Oh,
Morehouse.
that was a lie. I will say that I did control NYMA properties up until 2010.
Okay.
Okay. Basically, what that was, it was an out-of-town company that came to my company and asked me to do their collections. We did not pay their bills. We did their
All right,
collections.
sit tight. I just want to keep you on the other side to go over a few more of these.
Right. We did their
of these
collections
comments.
and we did their court cases.
Sit tight. I got a break. We'll come right back.